Howdy ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So today, I thought we would make a version of this to fit into our journal. Now, this one it's just too big. It doesn't fit on the page, and this part back here sticks up too big, or too tall. So I thought that we would make a smaller version of it to fit in this smaller journal. So I'm going to sit this one aside. Well, actually, I'm going to sit it up here for our inspiration here in front of me. And what I've gotten out here is I've gotten out some tags from my selection that I have, and I just print them on regular printer paper, and I've just used my glue stick and I've glued them on cardstock. And they're dry now, so I'm just going to cut them off of here. And, they're various shapes and such. So I just want to cut them off. And some are really straight and some are really not straight, as you can see. So I just kind of want to get them trimmed up here a little bit to use. So I hope everybody is doing well today. And I hope you've had a chance to work in your little journal. Okay, well that will do until we're ready to mess around in it. This is the one I really wanted to do because it has a variety on it. Now, what I thought we would do for the pocket area is, instead of creating the same type of pocket, now let me show you what this actually is. I took a piece of, I think it was a 6x12 or maybe even bigger, and I made it into one of those pockets that fold like this. It's a crisscross pocket, but it was too long, so I folded it up and I gave myself two pockets here. Okay, so I've got the pocket in the back here, and then I've got a pocket here, and then this little tiny pocket up here in the front. So there's one, and then plus the slide, and then 2, 3, and then there's actually 3 or 4 pockets, plus a side pocket over here. So that's kind of what I want to do with the one that we're going to make today. So, and I don't put this back here. I like to slide this in there. Okay. So, and I can't lose this because this is the color I'm going to paint my walls. So I just put that in there to show you guys. So that's how those pockets go. Now this back here is just a picture from one of my magazines or a photo book, that we'd like to use. And I've just mounted it on a piece of cardstock and make sure that everything was inked up really well. And then that's just one of my Tim Holtz butterflies in there. Now, it was made for one of my larger journals. I think it was made for the journal that we're working on, the one that's called In My Backyard. But it's just too big for this small journal. So I want to make something similar. Now, for the pocket, I thought we would try to use an envelope. So to use an envelope, it's rather easy because you can adjust these envelopes to any size that you want. All you have to do is bring them in and then fold them up, to give you the pocket size that you want. Just like that. Okay, so we already have our top pocket. Now, it's not going to be identical. It's not going to have the crisscross up here, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. But I can still add paper on the top, and I can glue it in such a way I can have my side pocket, and I can have a pocket here, and I can make it so I have a pocket coming down in the back. I can even make it so I have a side pocket if I want. Now, I'm not going to collage this. I'm just going to cover it because I really don't want this window. I don't want the window unless I can find something in everything I was just working with to put in that window. Now, that's a possibility because these tags are all different sizes. Now, see, those are too small. Now, let's see how big are these here. How big are these? How big are these longer ones? Would any of these long ones fit? Let me take one of these long ones here. And if not, I have out my ephemera book. We could look in there and see if there's anything in there that would fit. Now, I haven't even opened up the side of this yet to see anything because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So let's see. Now, that kind of sort of maybe fits, but once I fold that up, it fits. You know, we can make it fit. So that looks okay. Okay. So now let's look in the ephemera book and see if we have something here. Now I marked my page. Well, I thought I marked the page. Yeah. Here are the things here that I thought I would use. Now this is going the wrong direction. I need something that goes up and down. Oh my goodness. PJ is just having a fit. His daddy's moving the car. Hold on. Okay. Heaven forbid. Daddy moved the car and PJ not get to go with him in the car, going from the top of the driveway to the bottom of the driveway. Okay, so these are going the wrong way. Now, wouldn't that be lovely if that fit? Let's see if this might fit. That might. Or the thistle might. And if not, I'm not going to worry about it because I wasn't planning on putting anything in there anyhow. Oh, these might. Let's see about these. Let's see. Oh, they go that way. They go that way. Now, I might be able to get those to do that. All right, you know what? Let's go on and open this up on the side. And let's take care of this, not having to stick my hand all the way up in there. There we go. Oh. There. All right, so I'm just going to open this up like this. Now, I'm going to have to trim that off the top, I think. Oh, maybe not. All right, so let's adjust that. Now, that's going to fold up. Okay, so that might work. Now, I need to straighten up this bottom. Like that. And... okay, so that might work. Is that long enough? Okay, I think I like that one better because it's got more color. Okay, there's that one. I think they're smaller. All right, so maybe let's use that on the inside. Like that. So let's go on and put that on the inside. Well, do I want to do that though? I do not, because then I have to go around it. I'm going to stick with my original plan of just covering the page, because then I have to worry about going around it and this and that was not in my plan. So, do you remember me in a previous video? I said I wanted to make this a little flip out in the center. Well, I've changed my mind. I want to use it on here like this as part of this, and I want to put it here as part of this, like this. So this little pocket, I want it to come up if I can. Oh, it's too wide. How can I make this? All right. Well, that idea is not going to work, is it? All right. So let's try a different idea. Let's get our paper out of our box. All else fails, get another piece of paper. Hold on just a second. Okay, so I'm going to use this piece of paper. It's got some neutrals and some pinks and some whites, and it just so happens it's the back of the cover of this Stamperia pad that I have, and there's not a lot left in it. Well, I guess there's more than I thought there was. I bought it thinking I would use it quite a bit, and I really don't. I have found that I really don't like it that much. I don't like the colors. They're a little too muted for me. Now, the paper itself is pretty. If they were a little bit brighter. Now, that was... Oh, that's the one I said I was going to use. Never mind. I would probably use them more, but they're a little too muted for me. So this one I really like. So we're going to use this one on here because the butterflies that I have picked out go very nicely with them, with the blues and the yellows and the greens, especially with the flowers. So I'm going to just I'm going to lay this on here. And since it's just pencil, I am going to lightly, just very lightly draw like that. Just so I can almost see it. I can almost see it. But I want to be able to cut it. Now, and this is just 12 by 12. Now, you could cover your envelope in anything you wanted to cover it in. I just didn't want to have to deal with that window. You know, normally I would, but I just did not want to deal with it today. It is one of those days that I do not feel like dealing with it. Okay, so here's my piece. Now, I'm not going to put it, you know, so I have to fold it up. That's just way too much bulk. That would just be silly of me. So I'm going to put it so that it comes like this, and then I'll cut that piece off and put it down here. So I'm going to go on and glue this down, and I'm just going to use a glue stick. And you know what? I have one of these open. I think I'm going to use my Scotch tacky glue. Yep, it is open. Now, I have somewhere on my desk, or somewhere in this craft room, here they are my paper towels, because I want to wipe that tip off. Like that. There we go. Before I start this process. And I want to go on and put some glue down. I have discovered I do like this glue quite a bit. It comes out a little bit easier than my other tacky glue. And I wish that they would make bigger bottles of it. Because it works very well. Okay. Let's wipe that off. Put that little cap on so I don't lose my cap. Now, Now this paper is, I think, directional. I think. It kind of sort of looks that way. Now I'm just going to make sure my paper is straight. I'm going to lay it down and smush it. Now let me get my official smusher to make sure it's down all the way. Okay, and I'm going to go on and cut this piece off here at the top. Like that. Now, down here, now this will be my bottom pocket. So at the top, now if you remember on our original one, where did it go? Let me find it again. Here, it's on the desk someplace. Let's put that up there. I think it's under the book here. Where are you? Here it is. The top of this has a pocket and then pockets below. Okay, so I need to create a pocket of some sort up here. Okay, so up here, so I already have my pockets down here. I'm going to have a pocket here, and I'm going to put this here to make my pocket here. Okay, so now I'm going to have a pocket back here, plus my pocket in here, inside here. I'm going to have a pocket in here, a pocket back here, and then I can also make a smaller pocket on top if I want. But I need something. Now, my pocket back here could be up there if I wanted. So let's go on and glue this little piece down before I lose it. Because we know how quickly that happens in my craft room. Let's glue this piece down. On the top here. Just like that. Okay, so now we've got that bottom piece covered. Now I haven't inked anything yet. I will in just a minute. I want to come in here and right here where that little flap is, I want to glue that paper down. That's sticking up there because it's going to catch on all kinds of things. And that's just the inside of the envelope that I'm gluing down. There we go. So that's going to go up there. So what are we going to put up here? Do we want to add any additional pockets? Do we want to, how do we want to do that? So let's think about that for a minute. And do we want to add any additional pockets coming up? I'll have to think about that for a minute. Now, my tag, this piece here, I need to get it. So in here, I want to use, with this pink, I think I want to use, I need something that's big enough that it's going to stand up off of the board. So I could use that one. That's not quite as big as that one. I could bring in some yellow. It's got that light pink in it. Or I could bring in a bigger one like that. Now, I would have to trim it. Or I could bring in something like that. I think I like that one. I mean, this one. I'm sorry. I think I like that one. I think I like this one because it has some of these same colors in it. Now, I am going to round the corners up here at the top. So, it will sit like this, but we'll have to adjust it, you know, so that it's not too high up. Now, on the back of this, it's just cardstock. We need to decide, do we want to cover the back of it? Now, also, I want to make sure that I have plenty of these flowers showing. You know, otherwise it kind of defeats the purpose of seeing it. Because this is supposed to look like a pocket back here. I really don't like big, deep pockets because things kind of get lost. So this is supposed to look like a tuck or a pocket, and something's just sticking out of it. So that's what the idea is. So you make sure that you can see things that it looks like it's sticking out of the side. So I'll adjust it onto the page before I do it. And I think I am going to round the bottom corners also. There. And then we'll get it all inked up. Now back to this one. Let's see what all we're going to add on here. Okay. I think as far as our butterflies go on here, let's go back and get some of these tags cut, because those will add to our decorations. Now, these tags that I'm using are from the Etsy shop Humble and Joy, and if you have not gone to her Etsy shop, I highly recommend it. She has a wonderful shop. She's a very talented lady. Okay. So I think I want to use this one because it's got some of the pinks in it. So let's go on and get these smaller ones cut off. And I think these two on the end, because they also have some pinks in them. Now, my other piece also has some yellow, so I might use this one. It's got the pink and the yellow. Okay. Now, I might even use this on the front as a little tuck spot. Or maybe one of the others as a little tuck spot. So let's see here. Okay, this needs to be trimmed off here just a smidgen. I see way too much white there. Okay. So I think that's a little bit, where's the picture we were going to use? I think that's too gold, but I like this darker pink. So let's use that one. Okay, so maybe this one is a little tuck spot here, and we could put the eyelet in there. So let's lay this out here. So if that's there, maybe we could even use Yeah, because I'm thinking we don't have to use these as tags. We could use them as something else. Because that one could go in there. We could put one of these inside here. This one can go back there. Come on, settle down. And that could be the little tuck spot. Okay, yeah, I think we need some more pockets going up. I think that's what we need. So let's get some more paper here. I think that's what we're going to need. So let's get some things glued here. So for our inside pocket here, I just need to glue across the top. That's going to need repaired, but I'll do that in just a second. Let's see. No, I think we might need to do that first. No, that'll be second. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gluing across the top here. And I think I might need to adjust you so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just gluing across the top. Now, I've left the side open. Now, for this, I need to repair this. So, to repair this, I'm just going to use a piece of tape. And I'm just going to use a little piece of masking tape. Because otherwise, if I use glue, glue is going to get onto the inside. So I'm going to put this right here and line my masking tape up right there on the edge and tape that back together, just like that. Just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to have a pocket there, and then this is going to get glued up. But first, I want to ink. Okay, so let's get these up here. Let's move our book back up in our box. Now, I think we're also going to use different paper. Okay. All right, so let's go on and ink across here. And did I leave? Okay, so we want this to look like, you know, fingers have been touching it, and we need to go across the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to come up the sides. Now, we could, oh, I just got an idea. This is scary, you guys. I just got an idea. All right, so I want to show you my idea. Hold on a second. To maybe help alleviate that problem I have with great big pockets. This is why I don't like great big pockets. I know you can make great big tags. I know that. But I don't always like making great big tags. I mean, sometimes they're nice, but I don't always like making them. Maybe I don't want a great big tag on something. Maybe I want something smaller to go with my project. So I want to go on and glue this where it needs to go. Okay, so if I want something smaller in what's supposed to look like a great big pocket, I don't want to lose that. I need to decide, okay, where's my top piece? Right here. I need to decide up here at the top where I want it to go. Okay, so that's going up there. So I would need to decide where it's going to go. Is it going to go inside? Is it going to go behind? That's what I would have to decide. So let's pull out some paper here first. That would that we could use and get our additional pockets on. And let's get that finished. All right, I like this. I like this little swirly pattern here. So let's cut some pockets. Let's cut some pockets out of that. Let's get this done first. All right, so I need them that wide. And then I will show you what I'm talking about. All right, this piece is directional, so I need to watch the way I'm cutting. All right, so 2 inches. Here's one. And then maybe 2.5. And then maybe let's cut a piece of this also. Okay. All right, so I have some pockets here to put on the front of this. So let's get some pockets added. All right, so we have what's going to be this pocket. So then I want to add, I think, this pocket. Okay, so maybe just these two. So we'll save these two. And I think I'll cut one of these, that pink one maybe for down here. All right, so let's add this other one. Let's go on and ink it up first. Oh, maybe. You want to come in? Okay. Here's your bed. Here. There you go. PJ has joined us, you guys. Well, at least for a couple minutes, he's joined us. He won't last long. He's looking to see if his daddy's in here. Whoops. Scooted that right out of the way. He's gone. He says, well, daddy's not in here. I'm leaving. Okay. All right, so now let's go on and glue this one down. Okay, so now we've got a pocket here, and we've got that little side pocket over here, and I'm not going to pull it apart like I've known to do. Now, I think I do want, and we're going to have, and I'm going to make a side pocket over here. So I'm going to glue on the inside, I'm going to glue this closed here. So I'm going to run a bead of glue inside here so that this doesn't get lost. But I don't want this big, great big pocket here. I don't want that something so big because I'm not putting anything big in there. If I were, it would be something like this, and then it would defeat the purpose of putting it behind. So to help alleviate that problem, you know, because this is going back here like that. So that's going back there. So I'm going to glue, I want to glue this closed, the whole width of this pocket right here. I'm going to glue that closed. And then I'm going to have another small pocket there, as well as, I keep pulling this apart, as well as the little tiny pocket. Let me take this out here so I can show you. There's a little pocket here. There's one right there. We've made our pocket here. And we've got our pocket right there. Okay? So I want a pocket here that's inside the envelope. That's the same width as this bottom pocket. So to get that, I have to glue inside the envelope. To get that, I have to glue the same width all the way across. So I have to glue all the way across on the inside to close that up. And then I'm going to glue again. I'm going to just glue this whole thing closed right here. And that'll give me a pocket up here at the top that I can come out that way. Okay, are you following me? So this is what I'm going to do. Let me take these tags out. I'm going to use this as my guide. So I'm going to hold my envelope open. Now I could just open this so I can see it better, and I might do that because I think that might be easier to see, because I can just close that. That's not a problem. And it looks like I missed some gluing up here at the top anyhow that I need to fix. So that'll be all right. Okay, so I need to follow this red pocket right here with my glue. So I need to take my glue and I need to follow it all the way across. And I'm actually coming above where I need to be. So that it doesn't spread down into the pocket and make that pocket smaller than what I want it to be. Because it will do that. And then I'm just putting a little bit of glue in there. See it like that? And then when I close it, I'm smushing up. I'm pushing it all up. And then I can look inside and I can see that the glue has come up. It's not gone down. And if it makes this bigger pocket a little bit smaller, that's okay, because it's got plenty of room. Now you can choose. Do you want your pocket to load from the side or from the top? Totally up to you at this point. Okay, but I need to fix this piece of paper right here because I missed it. But I want it this, and I need to glue this. Now, since this is going to be on the page, I don't have to worry about this. Okay, so now let's see how this is going to look on the page before I decide what I'm going to do. Now, since this is going to stick out over here, it's going to sit like this. I don't think I want it poking out here. I do think I want my tag coming out the top. If it was over here, I would have it coming out the side. So I'm going to go on and just glue this closed on this side here. And I'm just coming down the side. That's all I did, was I just came down the side. Okay, so now I'm just open right here. Right there. Can you see it? I'm just open right there. And it'll go to right about there when it's dry. Now, let's attach this. Okay, so to attach this, we need to ink this. And I need this. But before I do that, I'm going to get this inked on the edges. Okay, so now the best way that I found to do it is I just work it on the page. I decide what page I'm putting it on, and I kind of manipulate it on my page. So wherever I want it, so I'm just flipping through the butterfly section, and I'm saying, where would I like it? Where would I like it? That's the bird section. I think I want it up here. And I want it poking out right about there. Now the envelope needs to be straight. This needs to, and you don't want it into your spine. And you want this to look like it's just kind of coming in and out of a tuck, like that. Now once you've decided where you want it, the best way to do it is just lift up the edge of your envelope. Oops. And just stick your envelope to it, just like that. Just get your envelope down on it first. Now you can use any glue you want to do this. Okay? And then once you've got that part down, hold it still with your finger, because your glue is wet and it is a sticky surface or a shiny surface. Get some glue wiped off here. Okay, so now it's made. Now you can continue gluing. Now you can decide if you want to cover the part that's sticking up, or if you want to leave it so that it just sticks out. Totally up to you. Do you want to add an eyelet and have a butterfly hang off? Oh, I think I will do that. I think I will do that. Should have done that before I started this messy. But I can do that. All right, so I'm going to put this on my page, making sure I'm not in the spine. And any glue I got above the page. Okay, good. I didn't get any. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to make sure it's stuck really well. Okay, so I do think I want a little eyelet, maybe up here with a little butterfly on it. So I've got all the colors showing that I wanted to show. So let's put our glue away. Let's put these back where they were. Okay. Now let me grab my eyelets. Okay. Ouch. And let's get that done, and we'll put a butterfly on it. Ooh, come here, you. Okay. Here are eyelets. Okay. Now, let's pick out. Oop, that's not what I wanted. Here they are. Is that the butterflies? Yes. Okay. So I think I want it right up here toward the top. Oops, I don't want that one. I want the smaller one. Now, first I need to pick out the butterfly. And that'll tell me what size eyelid I need. So let's see here. That one might work. Although I do kind of like that one. Oh, that one's nice and flat. That one's nice and flat. Let's see, how about this little one too? Is it flat? That one's nice and flat too. You know, some of these have that little bump on them. But that one's nice and flat. I think the nice and flat ones. Oops. No, that one's got a big bump on it. I think this one. Let's see. Oh, now that one's nice and flat. Okay, maybe this one. I kind of like it too. Yeah, that one's different. Let's do this one. He's nice and flat. He's different. Okay, so let me grab I'm going to pause you, and I'm going to put a jump ring in there, and then I will be right back. Okay, let's get our hole punched here. Let's see. I think I'm going to have to go with the bigger one. I think I want to add it maybe over here. Okay, I need to turn this so I can get a hold of it. Alrighty. That's set okay. Now, this is the first time I've used these, so let's see how they work. Oh, they actually did pretty good. I don't like the way they split in the back, though. Don't like that at all. Okay, that jump ring, can't put it on by itself. Let me get a little pin here. You know, if they're going to give you jump rings, they should be magical. They should just go, ta-da! I'll go anywhere you want me to go. Silly jump rings. You know, instead of not cooperating with the world. All right, let's put this on. We'll just make it work. Maybe. If I can get it over the page. There we go. Okay, I need to close up the jump ring. That's better. Now, here we go, right here. I think I'm going to add a little piece of, just a little teeny tiny piece of cheesecloth to this. Come on, you. Now I've got it on there and it's stuck. There we go. Let's see if we can add something like this. Oh no, it might be too shredded. There we go. Maybe a little piece of the green, just to add some color. Let's cut that off. Okay, maybe not. Get our butterfly on. Oops, helps if you get it in the hole, Lori. Okay. There we go. There's our little butterfly. And I don't think I like that. I think I might have to change that. I might have to put some ribbon on there instead. Okay. So there we go. So there we have our page. So we're going to have that there. Oh, we need a little pocket down there, don't we? Let's cut a little piece of this. We're going to make a little tuck. And because it's so little, I think I'm going to round these corners on it. Just, yeah, just like that. Just to make it look different. And we're going to put it right there and tuck that in like that. Now, I made that opening over there. I'm going to change it to over here. And to do that, I'm going to use my art glitter glue, because that's going to be the only way I'm going to be able to get in here. Come on, big guy. Come on. I know you're there. Come on. There you go. So I'm gluing it shut on this side because it's just going to be too hard to get it out over there. There. And I'm going to open it on this side. Now to open it on that side, I am going to use my little knife, which is right here. And I'm just going to slide my ruler under it, under the pocket here. And I am just going to cut right here, because I don't want to go all the way through, but I also don't want to cut through the page. I just want to cut right there. So let's see. Okay, so there's the cardstock. Oh, there's the first layer. Let's get through the second layer. Let's be gentle. There we go. Right there it is. So right here's the pocket that I want. Right there. So I just need to get this cardstock cut off, and we will re-ink this. Right there. Right there's my pocket. So let's take, oops, drop my knife on the floor. Let's re-ink that. So right here's my pocket now. Right there. So I can add this little pocket, or this little tuck, right here. So we're going to have it come down and over. And we're going to put it right here. Like that. And then this little guy can just go in there right now. Now, I'm not going to stick it in there with this wet glue, but that's where it's going to go. Or maybe that one can go in there. I have that one go there. Now, I need the top to this. And then maybe one of these other big ones, or one of these Let's get this one cut here. And I will put the eyelets in these, even though I don't have them in yet. I will get the eyelets in them, because that'll drive me crazy. Okay, one will go back here, like that. Okay, and then I can put one of those also. I'll put one in there. And I might even go on and cut around this little butterfly's wings right here. Maybe give him a little more. And I'm also going to ink around them. I do believe I am. I do believe that's what I'm going to do. And this cardstock I put them on, it is really rough. It is rough cardstock. It is really heavy. All right, let's get that wing cut out. There. Okay, so then that one can go in there, along with that little one. That big one can go there. There we go. So there is our little pocket, which we use this one as our little demo, or our inspiration, I guess. Or we could even use some of these little cards in there maybe. But I kind of like those right at this moment until I get some of those others cut out. And if I find any of my other butterfly paraphernalia or ephemera, I'll probably change some of those out and put it in there. So it's not all the same. It's just a matter of finding it at this point. It's kind of hidden on my desk. I just have to find it. Okay, here's one that we can put in there. Let's run this over here real quick. I think I like this. Let's put this in there. I like that butterfly with his wings cut out. So maybe we'll move him up there. And maybe we'll put him back there. And then there's our little charm. Alrighty. So there we go. So there's our little pocket with our little faux tuck at the top. And yeah, that's just not going to work. So we're going to take that off. Here we go. With our little added charm, little butterfly charm. So we're going to have to make sure that this little pin can do its thing. Here we go. There's our little butterfly charm. There you go. Okay. Yep, that turned out nice. I like that. Okay. I definitely like that. Alrighty. Well, I want to thank you for joining me today. As we played in our journal and we had some fun. I hope you try this and take a piece of one of your last creations and try to recreate it in your journal, because, you know, it's kind of fun trying to redo something when you don't have all those same pieces, which was what I did to here today. I liked the way something looked and I didn't have everything, and I said, well, I guess we're just going to make it work. So that's what I tried to do. So until I see you again the next time in the next Ladybug Journal video, ta-ta for now.